All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live from Johannesburg Expo Center here in Johannesburg, South Africa. A Chinese proverb once said, "The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single footstep." Ours did not. Ours started with a right hook, a left cross, and a rear naked choke. 5 years later, carried on the back of SDC. Give it up and lose your minds for Omega Mixed Martial Arts Championship 1. This night, proudly brought to you by our sponsors, Help 24 Secure, Off-Site CCTV Monitoring, Armed Response, Security and Access Control, Help 24 Secure. The Modern Buying Group. The Buying Group South Africa goes way beyond traditional. It is the modern buying group for a modern era. BBC Supply, sourcing solutions in South Africa for product, service, supply, and sourcing solution. Wanna Build, now sporting 3 outlets in Johannesburg, modern retail, aligning SA's needs for building material, hardware, DIY, and the industrial sector. And last but not least, the best investment you can make is in people. SDC, the Skills Development Corporation, a level 1 contribution with 51 black female ownership, specializing in training and leadership initiatives, funding the BBBEE Codes of Good Practice. And now, ladies and gentlemen, in the audience and the thousands watching around the world, 139 battles took place for us to get here. 98 warriors lifted their hands, walked into this octagon, and put it all on the line for victory, glory, and honor. 12 amas, 5 years, and 0 seconds left to wait. Here we go! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, welcome to the octagon, Clinton.
Time is over before you know you're older. So sober, alone, look, you get in my cold shoulder. You crying like it's rain, you causing all the pain. No culture, I'm colder, you getting nothing, Joker.
Get down. Get up.
You getting nothing, Joker. Taking time is over before you know you're older.
And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, welcome now to the octagon, Jesse Shaper!
These brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Cool, these brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Ride or die, 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 ride or die. Cool, these brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta ride or die.
We now go to the tail of the tape. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, weighing in at 64.7 kgs, standing 176 centimeters tall, with an amateur mixed martial arts record of 5 fights, 4 victories, and 1 loss, hailing from Ronin MMA. Give it up for Clinton Kennedy! And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, weighing in at 65.2 kgs, standing 169 centimeters tall, with an amateur mixed martial arts record of 8 fights, 5 victories, and 3 losses, representing Junkyard MMA. Give it up for Jesse Shaver! At the sound of the bell, the referee in charge is Nick Savides. Fighters to the center of the cage.
Let's go, Jess! Okay, guys, defend yourselves at all times. Obey my calls at all times. When I say stop, you stop. When I say break, you break. Have a clean fight. Touch gloves, you want? Come on, fighting.
Here we go!
How's it, guys? And welcome to Omega One. We've been waiting for this for only 5 years, and here we go. Crazy, crazy fight to get started off with. You've got Jesse and Clint with very, very similar fighting styles. Mirror each other very, very nicely, so let's see how it goes. Next to me, we've got Dino Bagatine sitting in as a guest commentator. How's it, Dino?
How's it? First time for everything.
Boys moving around nicely, feeling each other out.
Nice low kick there.
You're always going to have a little bit of tensiveness, especially at this level with these guys. Both are just about to go pro. You can at that pinnacle of their amateur career, so they're going to get there soon. Yeah, Jesse with some nice little leg kicks, setting it up there nicely. Moving around a lot more than I saw him in his last fight. Last fight he was shooting, looking for the takedown quite often. More comfortable to stand tonight.
Both guys just sizing each other up there.
Here from both boys. Busy, nice little kick there from Clinton, working the body. Nice setup, but well defended. You can see the skills level with these two. It's not just your debutant amateurs that are stepping in the cage. I mean, both of them are, and you watch them here, you'd expect them to be at a pro level.
No, definitely. You can see they're both seasoned amateurs. Oh, nice low kick there.
It's actually weird saying that because you know where they're going to end up in a couple of days' time. Very nice movement. You can see both of them got quite a bit of boxing, nice little head movement there. It's one of the big debates in MMA at the moment is the head movement, because to get that big head movement, you need to plant your feet. So which is more important, the footwork or the head movement? So it becomes like a debate.
Big debate. Some guys, the good wrestlers prefer standing flat-footed.
Either one of them landed there. It was sleepy time. But both of them with the same idea.
Bombs.
Like I said before, it's that they mirror each other so well that they're even throwing the same shots at the same time. It's a fight to be waiting for a long time. Yeah. So glad we could get them in there. So Nick Savides pointing out, there's a rule now with the pointing fingers to a fighter's face. Fingers have to be pointing up or down. You can't keep your hand extended out with fingers to the face. Yeah. And that's the end of the first round. Very nice movement, very nice. Keeping busy from both the guys. What do you think, Lou?
Both guys feeling each other out.
All right, the fairest Dino of them all. Welcome.
Thanks for having me, Lou.
Sitting next to fighting royalty right now. What brings you to a place like this?
Commentating.
Good man, good man. How would you call that first round? I mean, both been busy.
Yeah, I think they're quite even, both very busy. They're both looking game. Just the feel out. First round, nerves are settled.
I mean, this is somewhere you've been. Obviously, you started out in the amateur ranks, moved up.
Yes.
Great success in the pro ranks as well.
Yes, yeah.
coming into, I mean, this is their first pro event, even though they're amateurs.
Yes.
This is obviously not a pro fight. Are the nerves going to tell?
Definitely. Well, look, you know, I know Jesse's quite a seasoned amateur. He's been fighting. a
Yeah,
long
8
time.
fights.
Yeah, a long time.
I mean, even before that, yeah.
But if you're not getting nervous in your fights, you know,
You don't
doing
care
something
anymore.
Wrong. No, you're just doing something wrong. You're supposed to be nervous. You
I'm
know,
like that
all
with
eyes
marriage.
On me.
All right, this is round number 2. We go fairly even on the first one. There's obviously a 10-point must system.
Oh, smiling at each other there.
I find that morally disturbing. Both stand-up fighters. No one's looked to take it to the ground just yet either.
Yeah, I think they're still just feeling each other out. Contact's going to come soon. I know
Mate.
Jesse likes to wrestle. Obviously finding different tactics this evening.
Both men fighting out of Orthodox. If you've just joined us, this is Omega One Pro event coming to you live from Joburg Expo Centre here in Johannesburg, South Africa. This is the first fight of the night. Jesse Shaper up against Clinton Kennedy.
Oh, big body shot by Jesse there.
Skin immediately red as well on Clinton's left midriff, working the inside leg now.
Guys
Sides.
need to feint a little bit more, set up those shots.
Oh, nice combo going in there, but not landing anything just then was Kennedy. Jesse with a wry smile. Anyone that can sport a mullet that majestic can really get away with most anything.
Definitely, especially when he's smiling at you after you punched him in the face.
It's reminiscent of Alabama. Working the jab now, trying to close the distance is Clinton. Fighting out of the blue corner, Jesse out of the red, a.k.a. the Moulet corner. No real venom on that kick.
Those leg kicks starting to catch nicely now. Oh, one high. Was bound to come, the high one.
That's it, 2 low, 1 high, 1 mid.
I'd like to see Jesse set those kicks up a little bit more, to be honest. Sort of just firing out there.
Both men smiling at each other like it's a first date. It's crazy. I'm scared from this side of the cage.
This is love at first sight.
Oh, setting up with the left jab feint, moving on with the right Mawashigiri. Next of 80, second time he's been involved in the action. If there's a third time, he gets a free shirt.
Guys, looks like they're getting nice and settled now.
Good movement from Shaper. Interesting story, when Shaper first started out in AMA, we were calling him accidentally Scarpa, which he took umbrage to, and walked past our cage and corrected us on the pronunciation with things that rhyme with duck.
He is quite a character, Jesse.
He really is.
Not one to mince his words.
Savidi's calling 40 seconds. This is obviously going to be a three-round fight. We do have a title fight coming up. Oh, on the curtain raiser, both men just missing on that exchange. Again, another wry smile from Kennedy.
He's putting everything behind those bombs.
Superman just missing from Shaper. Oh, but the spinning Uruken didn't.
Very nice, very nice. Good round.
Oh, what a fight.
I think Jesse might have edged that one.
You're going to give it to
Perhaps.
Jesse?
Yeah, perhaps. I always get these things wrong, though, so...
So do I. I don't know why they keep calling
If you're
me
a
back.
betting man, don't take my word for it.
Or do and bet on the other guy. I got to hand it to Dwayne Cinnamon Meredith. Every time this man sits with the book in front of him to put fights together, he puts humdingers together.
Definitely. Humdingers all around, really.
Shout out to Nutricon, our ring girl, proudly sponsored by Nutricon. The beautiful Bianca. Tell me she didn't just blow me a kiss because my Bianca's sitting behind me. Okay, blink twice if I need help. This is clearly the site of my murder. And on to round number 3 we go, the first fight of the night.
Seconds out. I think both guys now should leave it all in there, really.
That's it. Don't leave it up to the judges, as the old saying goes.
That's it. Judges cheat you sometimes.
That's spoken like a bitter war veteran.
Respect to all the judges out there.
Dino Bagantine, Miss South Africa.
Listen, I've refed a couple fights lately. I've got a whole new respect for these guys. Not easy.
It's not easy, and
both
they're not
guys
leaving.
coming at it now.
They're not leaving anything into a
Jesse
ring.
needs to
Kennedy.
get off the cage. Oh, he's putting pressure on him now. Looking good. Looking good.
Acknowledgement there from both men. Shaper just touching hands on his bicycle, moving back. Kennedy with the advance as well, showing more aggression. Just hearing yonder onto the vast experience of Fadi Basson in the corner over there. Switching out to Southpaw, now back to
Clinton's
Orthodox.
back is super red from the foot marks there. Jesse catching him nasty with those. Foot wrap around the back. You can actually see the toes there.
Oh. Now, way more composure shown by Kennedy. Didn't back away from that exchange. Just work on the outside of first zone.
I'd like to see one of the guys shoot, make a bit of contact, turn this into a bit of a wrestling match.
That's right. There's been no... Oh, Superman Punch not going to actually deliver.
Yeah, he didn't set that up nicely.
No.
Lunged at it.
It's like when you order from Takealot and forget to hit pay. It just sits in your basket doing nothing. 1 minute 30 coming from his corner. This is their big show. This is their intro into pro fighting at Omega 1, brought to you by SDC here in Johannesburg Expo Center. Overhand right from Kennedy, doing a lot more work in this, the third and final round.
Oh, good shot.
Sharp.
Good shot.
Sharp right.
Shook his head at him, but it landed.
That's that new rule that Cinnamon was talking about in the beginning there. If you're going to put your hand out, your fingers have to be closed. Oh, good lunging jab.
Oh, another spinning back fist by Jesse.
I think he checked that Hurricane though. Corner's screaming double up, double up. 34 seconds left. If they're going to do anything, they need to do it now.
Yeah.
And they do. Shaper.
Shaper lands solid 2 punches there.
Now finally looking for the takedown and getting it.
He's on top. Good position to be in. Dominant position.
But too little, too late. 10 seconds left. We're going to hear the clappers unless he's going to do something amazing. Now posturing up.
Posturing up, looking for the finish.
2, 1. We go to the judges' scorecards.
I think Jesse might have squeaked that one with a takedown.
Yeah, so a very different fight to you to watch tonight. Interesting enough, Dino was running MMA up in Zambia, had an event up that side, and we brought Jesse up that side. And he shot on Dino's fighter like the whole fight. There was no stand-up in the whole fight. And tonight, Dino sits here and watches him brawl the whole round.
Yeah, that's why I said I'd like to see him wrestle, because I know the boy can wrestle. You know, he should have grind. I think he's done enough to win, though. But it would have been nice to see him grind him a bit more.
But also, isn't it good to see that he's got that all-round game? He can wrestle up there, but you guys come down here to stand up fight all the way through. I think both these guys are so well matched. They mirrored each other so well. How many times did you see that overhand from both guys at the same time?
Both looking for the...
And you don't want to go pro on a loss. So it's a very important decision these judges are about to make.
Exactly. You know, I think Jesse with the takedown at the end, they might have just squeaked it. It was fair trading while they were standing. Both guys, fair. Both departments, both guys landed numerous shots. So let's see how the judges score this one.
But I honestly think until that takedown, Clint was winning that third round. Jesse definitely took a second round. First round was very, very close. So all depends on who your judges are. If the judges have got a kickboxing base, they're going to be scoring more in the kickboxing. If you've got an all-round judge, so it all comes down to the human factor, if you want to call it that.
I wouldn't want to be the judges, to be honest.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 thrilling rounds, let's hear it for these warriors. We now go to the judges' scorecards. Judge McGill scores the bout 27-30. Judge Brits scores the bout 27-30. Judge Dalton scores the bout 27-30. Your winner by unanimous decision, Jesse Shaber.
I thought so.
It was. It could have gone either way. It was such a good fight.
Very good.
The best part about these two is Jess knows he's about to go pro. He could have taken an easy fight. He wants to be. Clint came out. I offered Clint a couple of fights recently at other events. He turned him down. He says he wants Jesse, he wants Nathaniel, he wants the top boys, or he doesn't want to fight. So both these guys are at that level in their career where they want fights that are going to take them forward and not fights just to put wins on their
I
records.
admire guys like that, guys that aren't scared to fight anyone. You know, you want to be the best, you got to fight the best, and you know, I respect guys like that. It's definitely how you want to handle things. Fight the best. Why not?
So basically, if this was your last amateur fight, would you be happy with it?
I think so. I think Jesse, you should be happy with the win. Obviously, they wanted to fight a different fight tonight. You could see that. So I think he would be happy to turn pro. Clinton, I don't know, obviously won't want to turn pro on a loss. So he might fight one more. Who knows? Good fight, though.
You're also sitting with 3 3-minute rounds. Now you start wondering when they go pro and they start, are they going to be standing up for the first 3 and shooting on the next 2 minutes just to control it, make it all round? Sort of gets everybody going. So I think this was a great last fight for amateur, for your last amateur fight. I think it would have been, I would be happy with it. I wouldn't complain.
No, definitely. Look, great way to open up the card, to be honest.
Ladies and gentlemen, into the second fight we go. If that wasn't exciting enough, we thought we'd find 2 of the biggest fighters, size-wise, in amateur mixed martial arts and bring them to the cage now. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, welcome to the octagon, Buggy Ogbonna.
So Buggy's not the smallest man on the planet. This guy coming in here from Brothers in Arms. He was with Roger Kenner.
Okay.
Moved over to Brothers in Arms with Conrad Siabi and the boys. So got Triple H and them over there. Got some big sparring partners to train with. Carrying a lot of muscle. So we'll see if that takes its toll in the later rounds. At the size of these guys, we don't know if it's going to make it to the later rounds. It's going to be a very interesting one to see. But we'll see now what I'm talking about when you see the size of this specimen when he goes walking towards the cage.
Look, we all know Africans are genetically built differently, so this guy is absolutely massive.
Yeah, so this being Buggy's first fight, it's very difficult with the heavyweights. They actually started with 2 completely different fighters when we put this fight on. The one fighter got hurt in a rugby game. The other one was in a car accident.
Oh, wow.
So we replaced the first guy, then replaced the second. So it ended up being like 2 completely different fighters coming to the cage that we originally matched up for this fight. But
matchmaking isn't an easy job, I know that.
Especially not with heavyweights and light heavies. It's just that they're few and far between.
Not everyone's carrying that weight these days.
And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, welcome to the octagon, JJ Roberts.
So JJ took this fight on 2 weeks' notice. He'd been prepping for a while. He was actually supposed to fight at a grassroots tournament, and opponent pulled out. The next opponent pulled out, as it happened with the heavyweights. And 2 weeks ago, Buggy's opponent fell out, gave him a call, and they jumped at it. So he said to me this morning he's been on camp for a significant amount of time. So
Nothing wrong in that. It's always a good place to be, camp.
it's hard to think about. But just look at the team that's walking out with him.
Great team. JP's doing great things at us at Tinkerbell there.
He's got a really good team. You know when they're on the card, it's going to be a good show. It's the first time we've had their big boys on the card, so it's a completely different fight style, it's a completely different fight game, so we'll see how this one goes.
We know that Jiu-Jitsu is going to be of the highest level.
If it gets to the ground.
If it goes to the ground, true. Both guys are units.
If I were JJ, I'd be looking to stay on the outside, make the distance, let him work.
We now go to the tail of the tape for this.
It's going to be difficult to get a reach on Kennedy.
Introducing first,
Definitely.
fighting out of the blue corner, weighing
got some
in
long arms.
at 113
They've got enough space here. It's not the
kgs,
average
standing
amateur
at
cage,
1.94 meters tall, making his
enough distance
MMA
between
debut.
them.
Representing Brothers in Arms,
if
give
he's
it
always
up
interested,
for
it could be a
Buggy
three-round war, it could be over in 2 punches, so-
Bona.
We never know how it's going to go.
That's what we love about the heavies.
Well, we never got up at 3 o'clock in the morning to watch Mike
And his
Tyson go 3
opponent,
rounds.
fighting out of the red corner, weighing in at
Ronda
111.4
Rousey was expected like a
kgs,
30-second
standing
fight as well. This is a
197
fight to get the people
centimeters
going,
tall,
so-
with an amateur mixed martial arts record of one fight,
Definitely true.
one victory, hailing from House of Tinkerbell. Give it up for JJ Roberts.
I had a chat to JJ this morning and he was sounding very, very confident. He's
At the sound of the bell, the referee
a
in
long
charge
fight
is
camp,
Nick Savides.
ready,
Fighters to
going
the
for
center
it,
of the
so-
cage.
Should be interesting. Looks like he's here for
Guys,
business.
defend yourselves at all times. Obey my calls at all
100%.
times.
So
When I say stop,
Buggy
stop. When I say
started
break,
off with
break.
rugby. He was saying
Have a
pre-COVID
clean
he
fight.
only
That's
played
right.
rugby, and then during
Come on,
COVID
buddy.
they all did their
Here we go.
everybody couldn't train in the gym, so everybody came to his house. All his friends started training together, and they said to me, "You need to pick up a bit of size to be one of the boys." So he did. So let's see if the body can carry that extra weight.
Definitely.
Look, if he carries it well, bro.
Not easy carrying that much weight.
But to tell you what, like I say, if he does carry that well, it's going to be interesting to watch.
Big low kicks.
It's a very different fight to the one we've just seen. It's like slower, but you know every punch can
It
put
only
it.
takes one. It only takes one.
So we just watched a fight where there was punches and bunches, kicks all over the place, and it went 3 rounds. If they land one of those shots that they landed in their last fight, there could be sleepy time.
Gum guards arms. Gum guards arms.
Buggy's pacing himself quite nicely here. You can see he's not going mad, he's not going crazy. So
Both guys just getting into it, getting the feel for things.
they're so angry with each other.
Bit of words exchanged there.
So it's like a completely different tempo to the last fight. The last fight, the guys were, I mean, they did their thing, and they were still smiling at each other during the fight. And these two, are just
No love lost at all. So they're setting each other up for the big one. The Hail Mary. Oh, Kennedy landing 2 shots there. JJ seems to be leaning back a bit, and his mouthpiece is out again. Seems to be a bit of a problem for him.
But with the new rule sets, if that comes out 3-4 times and it's deemed to be on purpose, you can be disqualified for
I
it now.
believe so. I do believe that's true. That's why you got to get the molded gum guards these days.
JJ's got to keep his hands up. It's not going to take a lot of those those punches up top to actually. But talk about the jaw and JJ. I mean, he's taken a couple of big punches and he's still standing there strong.
Yes. Seems to be stalking Kennedy now. Kennedy swinging a little bit wild there.
Nice little leg stomp there, mixing it up. So, Buggy's been training with Triple H as a sparring partner. Triple H is fighting for the...
Oh, it looks like he's rushing in out for
Landing
the
a
finish.
nice-
Oh, Buggy's all over him at the moment. All over him at the moment.
It's the first time they've actually been in a clinch, so we want to see. I thought JJ would reach for the underhook there and start controlling it in the. I'm very surprised JJ's pushing forward in this round. I thought JJ would be hanging back and giving him a little bit of space to actually work.
Maybe that's their tactics, to put some pressure on him, get those big muscles to gas out sooner. Still stalking him. Oh, missing with a big bowler there. This guy's a little bit static at the moment.
So I say it's a very, very different fight to the last fight because you're not looking at a significant combo to finish the fight. You're looking at one big punch to finish the fight. So
Yeah.
both fighters have to hang back. Both fighters have to
Knee
show
to
the
the groin
respect.
there. Low blow, knee to the groin.
The clappers have gone, so it's a couple of seconds to go.
Couple of seconds. One to the
But he does
the
get five.
jewelry isn't always nice.
He does get 5 minutes though.
Getting him to jump on his heels.
Sink everything down to where it's supposed to be.
Back to where you came from.
Let gravity do its work.
Few seconds left.
So this is always interesting to me because now they're going to say fight, and then you've got about 3 or 4 seconds. Do you engage? Do you stay off? Well, it's 5 seconds left on the clock. So JJ stalking,
Time back on.
and
Time.
so, me personally, I would have stayed out there. I would have just circled out, let the round finish off, take a minute, catch your
Both
breath.
guys exchanging
Get
words
everything
there
going.
at the break. Maybe they're going to come out swinging in the third round.
I don't think so. JP is the kind of coach that'll tell his fighters to hang in there, keep it calm, keep your head right, keep him moving, keep him working, and then finish him off in the third. Depends on what his gas tank does in the second round. So over to you, Lou.
Oh, I'm enjoying listening to the commentating and not talking for once. So, crazy first round. Very, very angry men, and I thought fat people were jolly.
Not all the time.
Evidently
Not all
not.
the time.
Evidently not. I
I
can
know,
say that.
I know guys are grumpy when they're cutting weights. I doubt these two cut weight, so
They cut slices. No. Let it be, because they will kill
cut
me.
slices of biltong.
That's exactly protein. Protein is
Protein.
what I was alluding to just
Protein
then.
for days.
Buggy he's brought with him not just size and an overhand right from Hades, but also an attitude to match. He's got worlds of confidence and is starting to tell on JJ Roberts. You can see he's getting a bit flustered, a little bit angry, a little bit frustrated.
He's getting frustrated. He's eaten 2 big shots in that first round.
But he should say eat. I'm going to get killed at the end.
Oh, and he lands the big one. Oh,
good night,
out
sweet
of
prince.
nowhere, out of nowhere. Out of
JJ!
nowhere. He's arguing with the referee, but he was out cold.
That
I
was
think the ref did a good job there. He was lights out.
an overhand right from JJ Roberts. As
JJ
good as
Roberts over the
Tylenol.
moon with his performance. The joys of being a heavyweight. Fantastic knockout. Wow. Loading up, boom, hits him with the overhand right on the chin. Lights out, lights out.
That's what I was saying the whole first round is it takes that one big punch. If we watch the replay here, just
Oh,
on the button,
jeez.
he goes down.
Perfectly timed.
And
He gave the referee a little bit of hassle after that, calling it an early stoppage, but I think the ref did a great job there, to be honest.
No, it was the problem is with heavyweights as well. Afterwards, those punches that they're saying, you got to remember this is still amateurs, even though these like don't all look like amateurs. While they're fighting at this level, your first rule there as a ref is to look after their health. You want longevity in the sport for them, and you want them to last.
Definitely.
At a pro, yes, there's purses, there's win bonuses, all of that involved. But at amateurs, you're looking for longevity. You want to keep the fighters healthy.
100%. I mean, the gloves are a little bit bigger here than amateurs, but still, it only takes one. You know, with that much weight behind the punch, not many people are going to stand there, to be honest.
And JJ did take quite a few in the first round. He did eat a few and he stood through it. There was a couple of times when he was being rushed that I thought he was in a bit of trouble. And kudos to him, but he took a lot of big punches. And
landed the one that counted.
You can see Buggy's in that disbelief, that frustrated point, that especially as a heavyweight, you've never lost a fight before. I mean, you're at that, you're the big guy in the gym.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, all the action comes to a halt. 2 minutes, 48 seconds in round number 2. Your winner by sit down, shut up KO, JJ Roberts.
JJ getting a good knockout there.
It pushes JJ up to 2-0 in the heavyweight division. It does very, very slim pickings in the heavyweight division at the moment, pool-wise. So a fighter coming in at 2-0 at heavyweight is definitely in the running, in contention for something. We'll have to see where it goes from there, but yeah, well done. Congratulations to him for absorbing all the pressure in the first round. And
definitely only takes one. Big shot. He's going to be over the moon. You can see his corners ecstatic with that victory.
And you called it. You said JP was going to tell it to come out and bang, and I said, no, come down and slow it down. So great having you with us. At least one of us is talking sense.
For now. I haven't had any beers yet.
Well
guys
done,
just
guys.
embracing each other in the cage. Lovely to see. Great
Good
sportsmanship.
sportsmanship to finish it off. We'll be back after this advert.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next fight is for the Alpha Mixed Martial Arts Featherweight title. It's scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds. And now for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, it's time to step up and throw down. Introducing first the challenger, fighting out of the blue corner. Welcome to the octagon, the Razor, Raymond Agut.
So Ray's been around for many years. Ray's really at the top of his game. There's not many fights left for him to have other than the big title fights and the contender fights till he turns pro. I was chatting to his coach Richie, and Richie was saying that Ray's looking for 2 or 3 big ones, and then happy to step up.
Richie, we all know what comes out of Richie's camp. I trained there myself for years. Good team. Richie manages the guys really well as well. It doesn't rush them to turn pro, so interesting to see how this one goes.
So Lou at one stage dubbed him the 8-armed anaconda. Because it's like you're being smothered by anaconda, and everywhere you go, he grips you at the same time. So for quite a while, he was called the 8-armed anaconda, and now we've got to call him Razor. So it's a little bit hard sore, but give the fighters what they want.
I suppose it is his name after all, so.
Look, boy's full of talent. I mean, he's got a decent stand-up game. We haven't seen a lot of it. He works when he needed to, but he's prolific on the ground. I mean, that's where he's been.
The top amateur, this. You can see he's nice and relaxed, been in the cage a lot, not fazed by anything.
The champ is here! The champ is here! fighting out of the red corner, the current Alpha Mixed Martial Arts featherweight champion, the Black Gorilla, David Mambo.
David Mambo fighting out of Silverbacks down in Durban. Also, one of the fighters that everybody has said is just unbelievably strong. Every time an opponent walks out the crowd, they just can't believe the strength that this fighter actually has. Got his title, he beat Nathaniel Kamani to get the title, so I mean, it's not like he had an easy run in. Really top game. So
I don't know what they're putting in the water in Congo, but I mean, these guys are just genetic monsters. We know that. You know, I've trained with a lot of Congolese guys, absolute beasts, so much strength. I'm keen to see how this one goes. It's almost like a speed versus power sort of thing.
It's two top quality fighters, and it's a guy with a title and a guy that wants to take it from him, and they both deserve to be in that cage. So it's going to be an interesting fight. Very, very good to watch.
It's all about strap season. That's why we do it.
And
collecting belts, you know what I mean?
And you got to think that this is the third fight of the night.
Amazing. There's so much more to come.
Still another 6 big fights after this one. 1 or 2 big comebacks and 1 or 2 current stars.
Yeah, I'm excited. Good night out. Looks like it's filling up here as well.
Nice to get Coach Stradon back on the side of the cage. Haven't seen him next to the cage in a while.
It's just not the same if Kat's not putting Vass on you. You know? It's not a fight if Kat's not even rapping. I also get him to rap my hands, you know. So
I think he was there when you started.
No, Kat's been around for years,
many years,
long before my time, and that's long.
But I mean, if you take a look at his boxing pedigree, his fighters that come out of his gym, he's really good that he's taking the time to come and sit in an event like this and actually sit through with the guys.
We now go to the tail of the tapes. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, weighing at 65.6 kgs, standing 176 centimeters tall, with an amateur mixed martial arts record of a massive 15 fights, 12 victories, and just 3 losses. The pride of Kwon University. Let's hear it for the Razor, Raymond Ackert. And his opponent, the current reigning Alpha Mixed Martial Arts featherweight champion, weighing in at 65.8 kgs, standing 167 centimeters tall, with an equally as impressive 15 fights, 13 victories, and just 2 losses, representing Silverbacks. Give it up for the champ, the Black Gorilla, David Mambo. At the sound of the bell, the referee in charge is Nick Savides, fighters to the center of the cage.
Before they kick it off.
So, these two have fought before.
All right, guys, this is a 5-round title
Sorry.
fight. I want you to defend yourself at all times. I want you to obey my calls at all times. When I say stop, you stop. When I say break, you break. Touch gloves, let's come out fighting.
So these two fought before.
Here we go.
MS7 down in Durban, and Raymond lost that fight and on judges. It went 3 rounds,
okay.
and they weren't happy with the call. It was a lot of debate afterwards, and there's a lot of catching up to do in this stage tonight. 2 great fighters with everything to put out there.
Moral of the story: don't leave it to the judges. And looking nice and light on his feet.
Both fighters filling each other out. Just waiting for something to explode, yeah. So much respect between these two. And also knowing that there's 5 rounds.
David's lunging in there with that attack. See Ray sizing him up, gauging him, feeling him out.
Both of them are still waiting for that counter attack. They're waiting for that punch to come in, or that kick to come in, so they can go for it. Both corners are calling exactly the same thing, so it's a... Oof. Ray taking his opportunity on the slip.
Looking for the takedown there to get on top.
So, there's so many levels to it. I mean, like I said, watching amateurs fight. I mean, that
Guys
first
swinging at it, yeah.
first fight was very, very technical. The guys came in and they gave it a go. Second fight was two big boys and they swung at it. Yeah, you've got two fighters at amateur level being wise enough to know that they've got 5 rounds and they don't need to leave it all out there or take any damage in the first round. So
The up kick there by David. Yeah, both guys knowing they've got lots of time, taking their time about it. Don't need to make a silly mistake and get caught to something. Big punches. Loading them up a little bit. I'd like to see him snap them a bit more. Looking for that one big bomb the whole time.
so often ends up in a groin shot when both fighters kick. 30 seconds left in the round. Both fighters give it a go.
There's a saying in the gym, you only leave your box at home once, you know what I mean? Roman Luke. Oh, nice big shots landed there. I think it was a bit of a slip by David. Couple seconds left in this. Oh, nice. Ray's really looking good. He's feinting nicely.
I don't know if the slipping's coming from the shin pads on the canvas.
Perhaps, I think so.
He tested it out quite a lot, and it's just very the grip is awesome. So it's I don't know if it's actually just that pad itself that's slipping on there, and he's arcing in the middle of his foot.
Yeah,
I mean that was 2 slips in one round.
These shin pads, you battle with them, even in training. You're always slipping.
Lou, what do you have to say about it?
Well, look, I think the most important thing to take away from this evening is the fact that they're not calling him the 8-armed anaconda. I find that both hurtful and offensive. Raymond Akut will always be, to me, the 8-armed anaconda. He could literally wrestle a greased-up pig into submission.
He could.
So I think, look, we saw it happening towards the end of round number 1. Both fighters like, okay, I've seen it. I've taken the worst that you got to give. Let's square off. And we saw that in the last 20 seconds. Do we now see it coming out from second number 1? Remembering that we do have those 2 golden championship rounds coming at the end of this fight.
The championship rounds is where it's made. Obviously, it's always nice to get an early win, but you've trained, you're conditioned to go the full distance of the fight, the full 5.
Dino, let me ask you this. They always say it's harder to defend a title than win a title. Is that true?
Well, definitely, you know, and you're also not a real champion until you've defended the belt. So definitely have to defend.
It's not yours till someone try to take it.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, we're back to wives.
Target. You're the champion. You've got a target on your back. You know, everyone's aiming for you stylistically, gauging your every move.
And I mean, they want the jewelry around your waist.
Definitely.
Back to working the legs now, both men. By now, we would have seen the Razor, Raymond Akut, shooting in, but devastating hands from David Mumba. He's got knockout power in both left and right hands.
Definitely. Swinging bombs there. Setting up the kick. Nice movement by Ray.
He is telegraphing it a bit, is David Mumbo. He switches to southpaw just to throw. He slips again now. Third time in this fight. First time in round number 2.
Ray's also looking very calm. He's in the zone already. Looking for that left hook counter as he comes rushing in. He's got such a good MMA mind on him.
In the form of David Mumbo, and that's actually when he took the belt.
Many fights behind them both. You can see it how relaxed they are.
The pace of this fight obviously is different. There's a lot riding on it. This is probably the last time we see either of these men in the amateur division. They're going to go pro after this. In fact, I can get some inside info from Cinnamon, who's sitting next to us. They've signed their pro cards. They just haven't fought yet, correct? No one knows. No one knows. Dwayne has just completely and utterly looked at me like I'm speaking Swahili.
Can't let his secrets away.
Evidently. Oh. Maybe someone signed for, I don't know, Omega. Who knows? I won't pry any further until just now. Of course, this is the Skills Development Corporation Omega Championship 1, brought to you live from Johannesburg, South Africa. He's got that short, choppy overhand right, does Raymond Akut. By now, we would have seen him shoot in. He still hasn't.
He's very comfortable on his feet, that's why. Catching him with a check hook on the way in.
10 seconds.
Very, very calm. Good round. I think Ray squeaked this one, to be honest.
So who would you give round number 1 to?
It was pretty even, I'd say.
No,
Pretty
you have to.
even.
You
No,
have to,
no.
Dino. You must.
No, don't stop it. Stop it.
Someone has abducted your piglet and is holding it ransom if you don't give a first round.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Ray perhaps.
Ray perhaps. That's a
edge
twofer.
the two, yeah. Edge the two. Round 2, definitely.
Okay, so according to the vast experience of Dino Bagatini next to me, 1 and 2 going Raymond. Of course, this is a 5-round fight. The championship rounds 4 and 5 coming at the very end when tanks are gassed. Fighters are looking for any answers to questions that they haven't been able to come up with in the beginning.
That's when you find out who you really are in those rounds. How deep can you dig? Seconds out.
All right, we're going into the 3rd round of this, the final fight in the curtain raiser for Omega Championship 1. Help 24 secure, one of our sponsors, and VBC Supply, bringing it all to you. And of course, Nutricon sports supplement, bringing us the ring girl. Still static, still feeling each other out. Both men just looking for a chink in the armor.
Gauging, seeing what's there. Nice kick. Shakes his head, but definitely caught him with it though.
Ooh, good kick to the body coming from David Mumbo. I mean, a lot playing on David Mumbo's mind. KZN in South Africa has been beleaguered by massive floods in the last 2 weeks. And you got to wonder how much that plays a toll on your mental stamina going into this. Worried about home, worried about family.
Definitely. Well, I shared it to Jason Culverwell when he arrived, and he said, it affected his road work. He wasn't able to put in the road work that was needed, but he's here regardless.
These are all factors. Obviously, also at altitude. Both men coming up from KZN, Raymond based in Johannesburg.
Altitude's definitely a factor.
Especially when you're going into... catching with a choppy left. Mumbo looking over to his corner. See whether or not they saw it.
Set that calf kick up nicely. That's the most underrated kick in the game for me is the calf kick. Definitely immobilizes your opponent.
More so than the quad kick?
Definitely.
More so than the quad kick?
Definitely. Two well-placed kicks on that calf, and you're not going to stand on that leg.
Sure.
Man can't stand, a man can't fight.
That's true. I just can't fight, period. Anyway, 1-2 going in from David Mumbo. Now to make the comeback.
Oh, big hand there.
His right hook has a departure and arrival time on it. It is so big.
Can you hear Raymond's corner shouting for him to set those kicks up? We all know the counter to a low kick's a straight right, so you've got to keep those hands up and set the kicks up.
We've got to go into a minute of round number 3. Then we're going to see the championship rounds that we've been talking about. Both men still looking strong. Barely a bead of sweat on either of these men.
Testament to the conditioning if guys aren't sweating yet.
Still a lot of venom in that right cross. David, sorry, I cut you off there, Dino.
It's fine.
David's mouth open, just sucking air a little bit like a Hoover.
That half felt
altitude.
Definitely getting to him.
And again, with your mouths open, you're not clenching that gum guard. Hit the switch, cuts of oxygen to the brain with the right. Good night,
Nice
sweet
switch
prince.
kick there. Ray's starting to have a little bit of fun here, you can see. Really enjoying his time in the cage. Owning his moment, definitely. 10 seconds.
That is
They're
it.
coming
Round
with
number
those
3
big
under the belt.
shots.
I'm going to go ahead. Something I never do. I'd give that to Raymond as well. I'm going to go ahead
I
and
would
call that
say
one.
he's up on the cards.
So essentially what we're now... Okay, here comes the replay of that. I think it's that snap from Raymond.
Looking for that calf kick again. You can see Raymond's keeping his hands up, respecting the power. You can check.
Just waiting for it both
Feint
men.
so nicely.
I wonder if we can see that where Raymond actually catches him, because he does clip him. You even see David look over at his corner and see whether or not
Yeah.
they are acknowledging
It
the
was that
fact.
check hook when he was coming in. He lunged
Yes.
in with those shots and caught him with that check hook. He did stumble a bit.
So, I mean, that's going to be telling. We're now going to the championship rounds. That took a moment for Silverbacks to get into the octagon just then. I don't know what the holdup was. If Nick Savides was looking at something on Raymond Akut. But both in there now. Both corners are in there now. So, as we've got it on the fight card, it is 3-0 to Raymond Akut. At this juncture, if you want to keep that title...
Our scorecards aren't
don't
official scorecards.
there is no R reverse gear in our gearbox right now. We're sticking to it. We're committing.
We're committing.
Right now, if you are looking at remaining the champion and not going to the judges' scorecards, it's submission, it's KO.
Definitely.
Or-
I've Ray up on 3.
Or Wobatide, a stoppage.
Yeah, and we know the altitude is going to affect him now these 2 rounds. So he's really going to have to leave it all in there if he wants to keep it.
Raymond just acknowledging, I mean, both men are just super, both athletic and great sportsmen. When they did the weigh-ins, I mean, just great people. So obviously unintentional. I mean, the champion, David Mumbo. I've spoken to him. We watched him come up through the ranks at Alpha Mixed Martial Arts. Raymond not taking the prescribed 5 minutes. There's the apology coming in.
A touch of the gloves.
There we go.
Respect shown. Straight back to business.
You know, he's tired coming from the Razor, Raymond Akut's corner. They're noticing exactly what we noticed and catching him with that Mawashigiri left front kick. Raymond back to working. Will you now expect Raymond to go shoot in at this juncture?
No, I think he's dominating the fight. You know, he's doing his ahead on the scorecards. I think he just needs to keep doing what he's doing.
Ooh!
Raymond shaking his head.
Following through all the impetus on that round, that Mawashigiri from David as he came in, knocking Raymond back against the fence. Look here, fainting for the shoot.
You can tell how experienced the fighter is when he starts using feints.
Nice 1-2 combo. And then the Maigiri, the front kick coming in from David Mumbo. Oh, short right coming in from Raymond. What a fight.
Looking really good standing. Nice and comfortable. They're not fazed by anything that David's throwing at him. David's still looking for that big bomb.
Hands slipping down a little bit from David Mumbo now.
His corner shouting at him for straight punches. Seems he listened this time. Those wild ones aren't landing.
He's just struggling to land combos. Oh, 1-2 again. Checking that the back kick from Raymond was David Mumbo as he went in. It's all getting a bit telegraphy from David Mumbo.
Definitely getting telegraphy. Raymond's seen him coming a mile away.
That is, of course, an English word, telegraphy. There it is. Raymond just chopping away at the champion right now. Now finally throwing combos. A snappy left, an overhand right, missing from Akut. Still, no one has shot in for the takedown.
Both guys seem comfortable standing.
I'm seeing all the merchandise for 8-Arm and Anaconda going out the window.
Clappers going.
Oh my heavens. I saw that overhand right and heard the clapper and I thought it was a hit. I was drinking water, I nearly inhaled it. Oh! A little hematoma swelling underneath the eye of Raymond Akut, the right eye. Obviously landing one of those punches is David. Raymond refusing to sit down. We now go to the SDC replay. A Ringo brought to you by Nutricon. I mean, here's a telling sign. Raymond refusing to sit down through the second. David Mumbo is.
Oh, that's choices. I also didn't like sitting in between rounds. Wasn't for me. I hated standing up afterwards, so it's
Right.
easier to just stand. But David is looking tired. You can see he's sucking air there.
Right.
Nice deep breaths.
I hate standing, period. Apparently, there's no MMA seated fighting. So
I believe so. What a shame.
until such time as they do that, I have to stand.
I'd definitely be a champion of that at the moment.
You and me both. We could go coaching full time. I can sit like a champion. All right, here we go. Championship round number 4. This for the featherweight Alpha Mixed Martial Arts Championship title.
Championship rounds coming up.
If you're David's corner, are you telling him you're behind on the scoreboard?
Yeah, definitely behind. I would say three rounds.
Would your corner be telling you that?
Well, they should.
Okay.
They should be. Yeah.
Have you ever been told that you're behind?
Yeah,
need to
I
do
mean,
this,
you don't want yes men in your corner. You don't want someone lying to you. You know, you want honesty there in the corner. Oh, big low kick landed there, knocking Ray off his feet. Shows you the power behind those kicks, definitely.
So we take back everything we said about David Mumbo being tired.
Still lunging into those kicks, telegraphing it.
Oh, Mumbo looking to tee up. Wait for it.
Oh.
1s and 2s coming in from David Mumbo. Ray looking to exchange, missing with that front sweep.
Ray doing a good job countering there.
May getting missing from Mumbo all night. As is that. There's the final takedown coming in.
The takedown, yeah. Oh, big
Getting
slam,
it!
big slam.
Raymond side control, finally getting the takedown. Now
Nice
will
and
the
comfortable there.
1:43 left on the clock. Technically an eon left before they call this round number 4 out.
Ray's just going to look to sit here, I'd imagine, and keep pounding away. Very dominant position to be in.
Of course, they are fighting under amateur rules. How does that differ from pro rules right now?
Well, you can't drop any elbows.
And
'Cause
that is
that's-
a telling factor. Das choke.
This is definitely elbow city, so
That's next to Knee Town, isn't it?
yes.
Elbow
yes.
City, Knee Town.
Great place, great place.
That's right.
One of my favorite strikes, the elbow. Ray on the back.
Oh, giving up his back now. Will he scoot
Really
out?
good.
Triangle.
Looks like he's taking the Kimura lock.
No,
Oh,
lets it out.
up on his feet.
Now that is something
Kick
we
landing
haven't,
there.
we haven't seen that. Someone escaped from Raymond the Razor Akut's takedown.
Jumped on that back really quickly. David did so well getting back up to his feet. 40 seconds left.
Punch, kick coming in from Silverback's coach. Ooh, catching him again is an overhand right from Raymond. Definitely advantageous.
He's landed that overhand a couple times tonight. Oh, he lands it again. I like to see him just step in with a jab to the body and then throw it. You know, just sucker him in with a body shot.
Right,
and then
sell it.
step through the overhand. It's looking really good. The clapper's gone. Oh,
What-
he loves that counter, that left hook counter. Very good.
What
Arms
did you-
getting thrown now, Tom. Really good. What
We're
a
going
round.
to go
Wow.
to the 5th and final round of this championship battle.
See Raymond jumping on his back there really quick. Attacking that. What's he looking for there? Is a Kimura or an armbar, really armbar. so comfortable in the side control there. Getting the knee ride straight onto the back. I mean, we've seen him do this time and time again in the gym. Well done, man.
Yes, after five half-fight rounds, it was you can't ask for more for the last fights on the curtain raiser on a event. I mean, that was insane. Both fighters won the title. Both fighters left it all out there. Could go either way.
Definitely, I don't think David did enough to retain the belt. Ray looking really, really good. Getting that takedown, might have just squeaked it as well. Definitely landed the clean of the shots. But I'm not the judges. So
you also know that it's generally the guy with the title is going to get preference when it does go to the judges. So there was that slight bit of bias going into it.
It can be a factor, definitely.
It's going to be a call now. Let's see how it goes. But both fighters went out, left it all out there. I mean, there's 30 fights on the card between the two of them, and each got 15 fights. And these two have done it properly. They've gone out, they've had a proper amateur career, they've faced the toughest that they could, and they've left it out there. They haven't tried to go for a powdered amateur record and then jump straight into the pros.
You can see both of them being busy in the amateurs. You know, I've always been a big fan. Amateurs should fight like once a month, really. In my opinion, fight as regular as possible. I mean, that's going to stand you in such good stead when you turn pro. And you look at boxers, like Mayweather and them. Because before they turned pro, they were winning Olympic medals at boxing and stuff in the amateurs. So it's where amateurs is where it's made, I believe.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, after 5 thrilling rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Dalton scores the bout 49-47 in favor of Raymond Kutz. Judge McGill scores the bout 47-48 in favor of David Mumbo. Judge Brits scores the bout 45-50. Your winner by split decision, and still Alpha Mixed Martial Arts Champion, David Mumbo.
What do you think of that, Dwayne?
Both fighters keep their heads held high. It was a really well fought fight. Fight went to the judges. It's a difficult one to say. Like I say, nobody held back on it. Both fighters had a go. Massive show of respect between the two guys in the middle of the cage there.
You can see the disappointment on Ray's face. He thought he won that. I thought he won that. Lou and I had a discussion as well. The judges favour the champ, unfortunately, in these tight decisions. So, heart goes out to him. I'm sure he'll be back stronger. Straight back to work on Monday, no doubt.
Yeah, to be honest, I think David did also put in enough work to make it contentious. So it wasn't just a one-sided fight. Both fighters left it out there. And it all comes down to what the judges see from their angles.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're now going to a short intermission. When we return, we're into the pro division undercard. Don't go anywhere.
We're going to take a short break and come back soon.
My name is Freddie Gideus, and I'm a professional CrossFitter. CrossFit is designed to make the fittest people on the planet. Success in CrossFit is all about survival of the fittest. In this world, being the best means beating the best. As I have a degree in bioengineering, I've always known that science can give you that edge, and this is where AeroFit comes into play. Even though respiratory training is proven to have a significant impact on physical performance and bring quick results, breathing is still one of the most overlooked areas in all of sports. And that is about to change. AeroFit increases my vital lung capacity and enhances my respiratory strength. Being able to inhale more oxygen faster means I have a bigger energy reserve and I can perform more efficiently and for longer periods than before. AeroFit boosts my anaerobic tolerance, which means I can push myself harder and further than ever before. AeroFit enhances my instant performance, which means I will be in the correct state physically and mentally when it matters the most, and I won't fall apart during that one all-important moment. AeroFit ensures I will wake up tomorrow ready to perform even faster, stronger, and better than yesterday. AeroFit. Stay a breath ahead.